I was wandering around in Best Buy today, taking a look at the phones that were there. Now, I did say that I was pretty sure I wanted to move to AT&T. And now I am starting to rethink it. It seems Verizon has unleashed the HTC Ozone, which is a hybrid CDMA and quad-band GSM phone. It even comes with a Verizon Vodafone SIM card on it. The great thing about this phone is that it's $50 on contract. It is a Windows Mobile 6.1 standard device. It has Wi-Fi on it. I'm not kidding. It has Wi-Fi. This is the only Verizon device so far in the smartphone category that has Wi-Fi. However, I wouldn't be at all surprised if you still have to take out a data plan. And I'm also looking forward to the BlackBerry Atlas. The BlackBerry Atlas is similar to the BlackBerry Tour, which was just released, but it too will have wireless on board. Wi-Fi 802.11b and G. Which brings me to this this question. Why do we have to have a data plan for smartphones if they have Wi-Fi on board and your area of coverage is such that you will be around a Wi-Fi hotspot most, if not all, the time? Maybe you need the data if you're on the bus, for instance, and you're a business professional. But other than that, you know, if you're just the average consumer and you're in Wi-Fi all the time, I don't see why you should have to take out a data plan. I also think it's stupid that if you want to check your email on a basic phone, oops, like this, you have to take out a data plan. Why? Why? Why can't you just put Wi-Fi on the feature phones? Not the basic ones, not the truly simply basic that are meant to be phones and text and nothing more. I'm talking about stuff like the Voyager, the NV Touch, the NV3, all of which are considered feature phones. They can do more than just calls and text. They can browse the web with full HTML support. And in the Voyager's case, you can even watch live TV if you have the service. Now, I'm not saying that carriers shouldn't, you know, have a data plan. I'm saying they should make it optional no matter what phone you have. Smartphone, dumb phone, and by dumb I mean feature phone. Smartphone, feature phone, anything. Now, the data plan is optional if you have a feature phone, but it's required, at least on Verizon it's required, if you have a smartphone, and I believe with other carriers it's also insisted if you have a BlackBerry device that does not have Wi-Fi. But here's the thing. Not all of us can afford smartphones, and not all of us are technically savvy to the point where we can comprehend smartphones. In fact, the iPhone, I think, really brought smartphones into the general consumer market. And the iPhone is, it's got Wi-Fi on it. You still have to take out a data plan, which I think is stupid. I think that should be completely optional. You should not be forced into it. But for those of us that do not have the budget for a smartphone, but still want something with, you know, fancy features, I've got a couple of friends who use instant messaging on their devices. And I don't know if they have to take out a data plan or not, but I will tell you this, that does count towards their text messaging. That is stupid. It should not. I think that there should be a standard package with unlimited text and basically unlimited text and let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. I'm gathering my thoughts as I speak. It should be thus. Phones that are not smartphones, the LG Voyager, the NV Touch, the Chocolate 3, feature phones essentially. Wi-Fi should be standard equipment on these phones, Data plans are still available for those that want them. If you're not going to be in a Wi-Fi area all the time and you need that sort of support, from email, then yeah, go ahead and get a data plan. But I think in that area you would need a smartphone, because more than likely if you need email all the time, you're probably a business user. But for those of us who are casual that still have a lot of email, Wi-Fi is standard equipment. The standard plan would be for unlimited texting and unlimited voice. And I say this because a lot of people are actually turning off their landlines and just using cell phones completely now. Okay? So, I mean, why is the data plan absolutely required? If you're in a Wi-Fi hotspot all the time, you want to be able to check, or, in the areas you're going to be in, for example, your school has Wi-Fi, and your friend's house has Wi-Fi, and you want to be able to check your email while you wait for them. And you don't want to spend money on a smartphone, because, especially with Verizon, purchasing a smartphone is not an easy decision to make. Unlike other providers where you can just walk in and pick it up, I've been told by JLS1114, you have to not only carry out a data plan, you have to order the phone. If there's a problem with it, you cannot send it into Verizon's stores for service. You have to send it back. And insurance on the handset is $50. At least I think there was $50, but see, I just think that's stupid. This is one of the reasons why I'm debating smartphone or not smartphone, and that's actually one of the biggest reasons why I'm having this video. I mean, for those of us that cannot afford the smartphone, but still want to be able to check our email, why should we be forced to carry out a data plan unless we, if you absolutely have to do it, then do it. I think that for feature phones, if you want to check your email and you're going to be in a Wi-Fi hotspot most of the time, home, school, or otherwise, you should be able to go ahead and just, either Wi-Fi should either be on board the device itself, or you should just be able to plug in into your USB data port, a Wi-Fi adapter. I just think I think that's stupid, because there is one thing. I noticed that like I said, the BlackBerry Atlas, it's going to be like the Tour, but it's going to have Wi-Fi on it. So if you want Wi-Fi, you can get it. The HTC Ozone, which is essentially a clone of the HTC Snap on Sprint. The Snap is $100 on contract. The Ozone is $50 on contract. $50 on contract for a smartphone, brand new, no third-party discounts, no third-party reselling sales. That tells me, and putting Wi-Fi on it, that tells me that Verizon is starting to become economically sensitive to people's needs. More and more people want smartphones because of their capabilities, but at the same time, there's a fair amount of people that just want a good phone for texting. A lot of manufacturers are coming out with phones that have the full QWERTY keyboard of the smartphone without having to worry about all the smartphone complexities. It is these phones that I suggest we give Wi-Fi as standard equipment and make the data plans optional if you want to go ahead and do your email and such. But don't necessarily need the extra features of a smartphone. Like if you just want to check your email, do a little instant messaging, but you don't need the Exchange corporate support, then why do you need a smartphone? Because a lot of the feature phones nowadays have the very same capabilities as smartphones, but in a more consumer-oriented layout. So, what do you think? I personally think it should be done, but what do you think? Comments and questions are welcome. Thank you for watching. Insults against me will get you blocked, and have a nice evening.